Hey there, everyone. Welcome to A Slice of Life with Kelly and Jon. Today, we're going to do one of the fun things that I like to do. I don't know how Jon feels about these contests and lists and stuff, but he goes along with it. So thank you. Today, we're going to do our list of 10 top movies, our 10 favorite movies. And I have to say, when we talked about it, we just talked about it last night. So I had to, two of them immediately came to mind. Like they're my all-time favorites. And then the rest of them, I kind of started looking online, like movies from the 80s, movies from the 90s, movies from 2000s. And I found, 20 movies that I really liked. And I can't say that there aren't some that I won't think of later that I might have, listed even higher above the ones that I listed. But anyway, I'm going to share my top 10 and Jon's going to share your top 10. So
Right.
Jon, do you want to start off and do you have anything to say about what
Okay,
you're
well,
going to
yeah, I'll do the same thing. I have a list. I have that old technology, folks. I still have DVDs, and I have hundreds of them. And I being a Virgo, as they would say in California, I have it all on an Excel chart in alphabetical order.
Oh my gosh,
And
that's funny.
all my DVDs, and of course, over the years, you collect make sure that you have your favorites. So I have a lot of them that I would say this is a great movie, and that's really where I went with these top 10. These are the ones that if I just happen to be going through the channels and it's on, I'll watch it. Or if it's one of those gr- I should emphasize everybody will probably say, "Oh, The Godfather's in there." No, I didn't put any of those. Those are like my separate favorites. These movies are all around great for many reasons. None of them, okay, one of them personal. But other than that, these are the movies that during the course of a year, if somebody said, "Hey, I want to watch," okay, no problem, let's go. I could watch it again. Some of them I can honestly say I've probably watched into the triple digits. A couple of
Oh,
these, where I nobody wants to watch it with me because I'm quoting the dialogue either before they say the dialogue or as they're saying it. So that's no fun. But okay, so that's that. I'll go first.
okay.
I'll go
Give
first,
us
and
your number 10.
number 10 for me, more or less. And again, except for the first three that we're going to get, or the top three that we're going to get through, these are in no particular order. Then I'll watch these at any time, and two of them are tied for number 10 because you can't watch one without watching the other.
Okay.
Okay. And they are Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, and Failsafe. They are the exact same movie. One is the parody, one is the serious version of them. They were both made at the same time by different directors, both, Stanley Kubrick and Sidney Lumet. They were both made by great directors, but one took the serious at the same time.
Wow.
One took the serious path, and one took the parody. And these are great, great movies. Both in black and white, folks, even though they made color at that time. Go ahead.
Okay. For me, number 10 was Elizabeth with Kate Blanchett. And I know she did a follow up recently in recent years, but it only won one Oscar for Best Makeup. Remember, she had the white face, white makeup. And it was such an empowering movie. And I love those movies, those period pieces in the medieval times and kings and queens and all that. They're fun to watch. I don't know that I'd want to live back then without electricity, but they're fun to watch. And so Elizabeth is my number 10 that I could watch, like you said, again and again. I could watch it over.
That's great. Okay. Next one up. I didn't think I was going to like it when it came out. Primarily because I don't like musicals, but this is not really a musical. The movie Amadeus, the story of Mozart. And
Good one.
having musical knowledge myself, uh, watching this story of this young, wild rock star of his era and the conservative type of uh, bureaucrats that he had to go up against just to get his art out there, and how amazing he was. And of course, the sad part, how young he died, uh, and uh, and the circumstances behind his death. And of course, buried in Potter's Field here, one of the greatest composers of that time and even later. His stuff has proven to be of worth for people who love that kind of music. So, and it's a great movie, and you would never think that Tom Holtz, the guy who we originally met in Animal House, would be this unbelievable performance of Mozart. And F. Murray Abraham, I think, even won an Academy Award for this as Salieri, too. Great movie. That's number nine for me. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I agree that I could watch that one again too. That was a really good movie. But for me, number nine is The Blind Side with Sandra Bullock, which she won an Oscar for. And I bawled my eyes out throughout that movie. I was just so taken with the fact, when you take somebody else's kid in and then how he thrived, having a mother that loved him, even though his real mother loved him, but she had issues. And it was just so inspiring. And I just was so moved by that story, knowing it was a real story too. I really, and then, him being a football star and all that, I just really loved that movie. So that's one of my all time favorites, and I could watch it over and over.
Interesting. Great. Next, still along the music line, but completely different. I was young. I was maybe 12, maybe 11, maybe 12. For some reason, my mother felt that she needed to take me to this movie, yet I made her sit away from me because all my friends were there to see the Beatles color movie Help, their second movie. Now,
Uh,
the reason that, again, this just knocked me out was, besides it was the Fab Four and it was that time, over the decades, many movies did not stand the test of time. This did because it was well produced, well photographed. There was stories, great comedy, but there was great songs in it, and it was this, they performed the songs almost as a part of the story. So it really was, as they say, the beginning of MTV. If you just took the songs and just the clips of the songs, it would be what would eventually become MTV. But the point is, it had everything going for it: comedy, drama, great music. And as a kid, by that time, by the time Help came out in like 65, I think, late in 65, by that time I was already playing my instrument for a handful of years, and so I was able to watch what they were doing. Where the average kid was freaking out over the Beatles on the screen, I was losing my mind over. Look at the way they do that chord structure. Look at that. They don't do a normal C chord. He's doing it this way. And that's what I got off on. But now, again, I have the Help box set where there's all the other things, the making of, and everything broken down. and it's so great to now that we could look back on them, knowing what was going on in their lives almost on a daily basis, what was happening when they were making that movie. So that's always a fun, well-made movie that I enjoyed watching. There you go.
All right, I never saw that one. I was never a Beatles fan until I got much older.
Wait a minute. You never saw that one?
No,
Help.
no. Yeah,
Okay, folks, I have to go now.
well,
I
I was really young. I mean, and the Beatles were never I never appreciated their music until I got older.
Okay,
I'll put it
well,
that way.
we have to
Because
get
I was
you.
too young during their heyday. I mean, we
Right,
didn't
I
listen to
got it.
them.
Okay,
And
just let
then
me know that I'm a
years
little older
later,
than
you know,
you.
they've
Thank
always
you.
been a mainstay. I mean, everybody has always loved the Beatles, and I just never appreciated them. Like I was the
Well,
Bee Gees were the Beatles to me. I'm sorry, don't
okay, okay.
even.
Now wait a minute. And then the Bee Gees made the worst Beatle movie ever
I
when
don't
they
care.
did
Don't
Sergeant
even. The
Pepper's
Bee Gees are the
Sergeant
best.
Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club with Peter Frampton. Ugh.
Oh, and I love Peter too.
And I
But
thought
the Bee
Peter was
Gees were
great.
my band. I love them.
All
So
right.
anyway, so but you know,
Okay.
it's just anyway.
Okay.
To this day, I still love the Bee Gees.
Okay.
I literally, if I'm on YouTube and I'm scrolling and a Bee Gees songs pops up. One night, I was in bed watching YouTube videos. A Bee Gee song came on, and I turned it on. You know, I watched it, and it was like a medley, and they never stopped. Like I was, oh, I couldn't even go to sleep. I was awake for hours watching Bee Gee songs. So anyway, that's how much I love. You got the Beatles. I have the Bee Gees. Okay. Anywho, I know. Do you know how many songs they've written? Hit songs for different people? The Bee
Yeah.
Gees, great musician.
No, you want to
Okay.
know you want to know how many hit songs the Beatles had and how many hit songs they wrote for other people?
Okay. Fine.
Okay. Yeah, okay. You are
Anyway.
getting help. You are getting help for Christmas
Oh no. Do I
next
have to
year.
watch it? All right. All right. My number eight. My number eight. And this is you're gonna say, oh, a chick flick. Because it is, but it is such it was so rich and it had so many things going on. It had social issues and it was about loving someone, but not being compatible, I guess, the way we were. So
Hmm.
and of course with two icons, Robert Redford and Barbara Streisand, and it did win 2 out of 4 Oscars for the song Evergreen, the best original dramatic score and best original song, and so that song is uh,
Right.
still evergreen. So anyway, the way we were, I can watch that if that came on TV. I've watched it so many times through the years. I saw it in the theater the first time. And the way at the end when she does that to his hair and he looks at her and they loved each other. They never stopped loving each other, but they just couldn't live together. So anyway, I just thought that was the story was so rich. All right, that's my number 8.
Okay. Interesting because my next one is with Robert Redford.
Love him.
And it's 3 Days of the Condor.
Good one.
Just again, it's one of those movies, and it also, and you'll we'll talk about this, but I was never a big Faye Dunaway fan. Okay, never, but she was fantastic in this movie. Uh, Robert Redford, the whole story about 3 Days of the Condor was fantastic. And again, Max von Sydow, I believe
Yeah,
is
Mac von
how
Sydow.
it was.
Yeah,
He played the bad guy, the assassin who eventually at the end becomes the good guy. But he's unbelievable in this movie.
yeah,
Uh, that's it. It's just the story, the way it's told, the way it's filmed, the era that it takes place in specifically, at that time during the OPEC crisis and stuff like that. So the 3 Days of the Condor is just a
yeah.
wonderful, wonderful film that I'll watch anytime.
Good one. Yeah, I agree. My number 7 is Norma Ray. Sally Field won Best Actress, and they also won for Best Original Song, which I don't know what that song is. It goes like it goes. But again, another strong woman character who's fighting for what's right. Um, I had a friend once tell me, if you had a theme to your life, it would be justice, because I always want justice. I always feel for the underdog and feel for
Mhm.
people who have been slighted. So Norma Ray is one of my all-time favorites, and my middle name is Ray, so I've been called Norma Ray, Kelly Ray, because I get really angry when things aren't fair.
I remember with that movie when it was on HBO way back in, and my dad, I made, my father, we were watching it, and my father was the president of the textile union. So he really took to that movie,
Yeah.
because of what she did in that movie, and how defiant she was to get what was right for the employees and fellow
Yeah.
workers and stuff. That was great.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. The next movie, even though I just told you I'm not a big fan of Faye Dunaway, I did not like this movie when it first came out because I didn't get it.
Okay.
Okay. I really didn't get it until I moved to LA, and I moved up to a house off of Mulholland Drive. And the name of this movie is Chinatown,
Uh,
where I learned all about the lay of the land of Los Angeles and how Mulholland, the man, was responsible for technically bringing water from Central California down to the Los Angeles Valley, which was a desert. And now you'll find no desert in the
right.
Los Angeles Valley and in Los Angeles itself. He brought water to, but he was also responsible for making the city of Los Angeles and what was just known as the Valley, all of those little towns become part of Los Angeles. So all of that money went to the Water Commission. Now, in the movie, that character's name is Mulray. He's killed rather early in the movie, and Faye Dunaway is his daughter, and it's just an outstanding movie. And when you live in California and you live up on the hill and you're able to look down and see the
Oh,
areas that they're talking about in this movie that's taking place during the Depression, it was just fantastic about how if especially if you live in the Los Angeles area, you can understand the growth of what of how Los Angeles just took place, how it blossomed once water was brought to the valley for all the farms, and then of course to get rid of the farms and build homes and developments and highways and everything that the valley has become.
yeah.
There's not there's not a what would you say, an acre of the valley that isn't concrete or tarmac.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Very developed. Yeah.
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 So
LA. Yeah.
that's my next movie was
I
Chinatown.
think that's a good choice. And Los Angeles is a very magical place. It's just so full of talented people from all over the world.
Hmm.
And it's just magical. I mean, there's everything there that you could want. So, um, yeah, I have a fondness in my heart always for Los Angeles. Okay, my number six is a movie called Alive. It was made in 1993, starring Ethan Hawke. And that's
Wasn't it
when,
about the plane crash?
yeah, it was either a soccer team or a hockey team or
No,
something.
I believe a soccer team.
And yeah, and they crashed in the Andes Mountains. And there was the what's it called when you eat other people?
Cannibalism.
Yeah, cannibalism. And it would it. it was a long time ago and I was pretty young and it just struck me. I never shook it. I couldn't
Interesting.
shake it for a long
Interesting.
time. And Ethan Hawke's performance, I was just so taken by his performance and, what those kids had to go through to survive. And it haunted me. I could never
It's
shake it.
it's interesting. In '93, I thought it might have come out after that. I didn't know what year did then the actual event, because it's a true story. What year
Yeah,
did the
I
actual
don't know.
event take place? It had
I
obviously in
don't know.
the mid '80s or late '80s, I
Maybe.
guess.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I wouldn't bet my life on it, but that's what, when I looked it up, that's what the year it said it was made. So I'm pretty sure, and I know I was pretty young. It was a long time ago. So I just know it haunted me. It just stayed with me, and I thought it was, it drew me in, and Ethan Hawke was just, showed leadership, and I really admired that and his acting skills at the time. I don't know. It was just one of my movies that I thought showed the power of the human spirit.
Okay. We won't watch that one on Thanksgiving, let's say.
No.
Okay. Okay. My next one is again because it is just a great movie, and probably because having worked in the Hollywood industry and as a script doctor and working and knowing that there are certain rules that need to be followed in screenwriting, this goes against the rules completely. There is to be a love interest in the first 5 pages. There's no love interest until maybe several pages in. She has maybe 3 lines in the entire story, and she's maybe in 3 scenes in the whole story, in the whole movie. And she's killed before the end of the movie.
Oh, wow.
So it goes against that. They also say of voiceovers, not good. Voiceover through the entire movie.
Huh.
I love it. The Usual Suspects. It is
Oh,
a
okay.
fantastic
Yeah.
movie. Everything about it is fantastic. Kevin Spacey, unbelievable. Every one of
Yeah.
the actors that are in that movie, and I don't mean to be disparaging. It was one of the Baldwin brothers. Sorry, I don't remember which one. Danny, probably Danny Baldwin. Everybody has something negative to say about all the Baldwins except Alex. Danny Baldwin was great in this movie, as were all the other actors that were in it. Fantastic movie, great drama, unbelievable drama, and
Yeah.
one of the best
Good.
twists at the end of a movie
Yeah.
too.
It was a good one. Agreed. Um, okay, my number five is The Shawshank Redemption. Again, another one about justice. And I thought Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman did
Hmm.
such a great job. They were nominated for 7 Oscars, but won zero. Um, but I thought the movie was it's another one that just grabbed me and pulled me in.
Hmm.
And the justice theme and those two becoming friends and helping each other.
And there you go. There's
Yeah.
another movie that goes against what you talk. There was no female love
Yeah.
interest, more or
Yeah.
less,
Yeah.
and it's a voiceover, Morgan
Yeah.
Freeman's
Yeah.
voiceover through the whole
Yep.
movie.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
That's the thing I love. It's
Yeah.
uh so okay, you're right,
Yeah. Well, I
and
think when you
that is a
follow
great movie.
follow that studio formula, sometimes it just gets old, and sometimes we have to shake things up and do things a little bit differently.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But that movie again, it just stuck with me for a long time after watching it.
Well, okay, the next one again takes place in Los Angeles. This time, I believe it is during the 50s, I think, late 40s, maybe 50s, maybe I think the 50s. Okay, about the police department and the corruption of the police department. But it is such a well-made movie. Again, Kevin Spacey. and a couple of other actors that are great. The one that always seems to get in fights with everybody, the Gladiator. What was his name?
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe, yeah, and then this other actor who's originally from Australia, but not. He was in Memento. What was the guy in
Mhm.
Memento?
I never saw it.
Okay, great actor. Um, L.A. Confidential. Truly a fantastic movie. I'll watch it every opportunity I can. It's just a great movie. Again, great twists at the end. Uh, Wonderful story throughout the whole thing.
Isn't that the
And
one Kim Basinger won an Oscar for?
Kim Basinger, did she?
I
Yeah,
think
did she
so. I think so.
playing one of the look-alike models, actresses, prostitutes that dressed up as other actresses, famous actresses.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Good one.
great
Yeah.
movie for anybody.
Okay, my number four. This one is also another one that rips my heart out and is so haunting. Schindler's List. Again, from that time, a lot of my favorites were in the 90s. I think I was dating a lot, and you always go to movies on dates. So I was single and dating. It had Liam Neeson, Ray Fiennes, Steven Spielberg directed it. It won Best Picture and Best Director, but it did not win Best Actor, which Liam Neeson was nominated,
Hmm.
and Tom Hanks won for Philadelphia that year. And though I love Tom Hanks and I think he deserves all the accolades in the world, I felt like Liam Neeson should have won that year because having studied acting, he did so much covering. He did, which is hard as an actor, like you're covering, you've got layers of, the character. And his character was played so richly that I always felt like he got, slighted that year, that he should have won for Schindler's List. And then, of course, the topic and the what he did and the heroism and
Hmm.
I just that movie again haunted me for weeks. Just I could not shake it for a long time after I saw it. So anyway, that's my number four.
Okay, the next three
Okay.
for me were movies that here in the New York, New Jersey area, we had at I don't know if it was one night a week or 5 nights a week or something, but we had a thing called $1 million movie. Don't know why they were called $1 million movies. They weren't made for $1 million. They probably earned more than $1 million. I don't know. But these were the old black and white movies that were made in the 30s and 40s, that would sort of be on rotation. And there were three movies, and we'll do them one at a time because each one is of my favorites. And number three is Beau Jest, made in 1939 or released in 39. It had Gary Cooper, Robert Preston, and Ray Milland in it. And they play three brothers who, due to circumstances, in order to save the family name, they join the French Foreign Legion. So it takes place out in, I would say this would have been the 1800s, and how they have to survive uh, authority of this captain who was just the meanest, most sadistic man out in the middle of the desert in this fort, and he wanted to steal uh, this diamond that he believed the brothers were hiding. I won't tell you more. You should watch the movie. It's called Beau Jest, and it was a great morality movie of family and friends and honor to keep a family together. And that was one of my these three movies that I'm going to talk about, as crazy as it sounds, when they were on TV, if they were on at who knows, 11 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, my mom would actually let me stay home from school to watch them
Oh,
because,
wow.
because she
How funny.
knew how much I
They were
loved
good.
these three movies. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
there you go. Yeah.
Well, I know you're only a little bit older than I am, but you love those older movies. You just always love that old time stuff. So maybe it is that you grew up watching them.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But okay. So for me, number three, and actually all of the ones so far, they could have been interchangeable. It's like in no particular order. But my top two are my top two. But number three was The English Patient. Again, it's a love story, but it's about overcoming horrible times. And I love those really deep, rip your heart out emotional movies. And it won Best Picture, Best Supporting Actress for Juliette Binoche, and Best Director. And I think Kristen Scott Thomas and Ralph Fiennes, who were also the stars, I think they were nominated for Oscars. I could be wrong about that because it won 9 out of 12 Oscars.
Wow.
It was nominated for 12 and it won 9. It was a huge, huge hit. And
Was that probably a record at the time? Maybe. I
I
don't
should look
know.
that up. I was thinking that when I was writing this down, or typing it, but I forgot to look it up to see. Yeah, that's a lot of Oscars for, but it was just so gripping. I mean, it was just such a gripping movie and wartime and the nurse and all that. So anyway, love The English Patient.
Oh, okay. Let's see. My number two, and I will watch this all the time. And I cried at the end when I was a kid, and depending on how I'm feeling at the time I watch it now, I'll do it again. It also came out in 1939 called Gunga Din, with Sam Jaffe as Gunga Din, but the primary cast was Cary Grant, Victor McLaughlin, and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. Again, as three guys who were part of the British Army in the 1800s as they were conquering India and as they were taking over India. Cary Grant was infatuated with finding this gold temple. Of course, it was a temple in honor of the god Kali, which is the god of death.
Oh,
Um, and of course, then they wind up going into these three military guys, wind up taking on the entire Tuggy army or Tuggy cult, and again, three guys who just stick together. They go, one gets in trouble, the other two go to help, and it's a great, great story. And then at the end, when Gunga Din, who saves them all, and he's a slave, he's an Indian slave, when he saves them all and then dies, uh, I'm weeping like a
wow.
baby. It's just a great story. It was written by Rudyard Kipling, who also wrote The Man Who Would Be King, which is another great story. In that case, about two guys who are in the army who go to become kings of a land that, technically the people were not educated, not very knowledgeable to guns and stuff like that. So they figured they'd go and they'd take over these villages and they'd become kings. It was a great story about how people who were together in the military stayed together and did things for one another. A wonderful morality story too, and filmed so well. You actually think, and again, I have documentaries on it where people said to Douglas Fairbanks Jr., I've been to the Khyber Pass where you shot this scene. And he goes, no, we shot it pretty much right outside of Fresno in California.
Oh, wow. How funny.
And they made this movie. They had hundreds and hundreds of horses, and they had
Wow.
to hire people who were able to attack on on horseback. It was just a wonderful story. You should watch it. Go ahead. There you go. I'm probably
Okay.
going to turn it on tonight now that you
Okay. Yeah, I've
said
never
it.
even heard of these last couple ones. I'm
Oh my
excited to hear
God.
your first number one. I'm excited to hear that one. But I'll give you my number two. And this was, I love this movie. I just can't even say how much I love this movie. It's a comedy and it's so cute and it's a love story. And it's
Of
got
course.
Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. And I think that's probably how they fell in love.
Overboard.
Oh my God, I love that movie. I could watch that movie a million times.
And they did a remake of it a
Really?
handful of years ago. Terrible.
Uh,
I think I think the review for it was it went overboard.
were they
You know.
different actors? Like it wasn't
Oh
Goldie
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, nobody
completely.
can replace Goldie Hawn. Nobody can
No.
do what she does. She was so funny. I mean,
Was this the movie where they met or first worked together on, or were they a
I
couple?
think they had met before, and I want to say maybe they fell in love during this movie, but I don't really know. Maybe they were already a couple.
Right, right. And he
But
was a single father with like three kids or something like that.
and
And
she
she
was a
was a rich,
snooty, rich woman, and
yeah,
she fell overboard of her yacht, and her husband just left her because he wanted to get rid of her.
yeah, yeah,
And then Kurt Russell see him and his kids see it on the news, and the kids want a mom, so they're like, "Let's go get her," because she lost her memory.
yeah,
And so they tell her
yeah.
that she belongs, and she's like, "Okay," looking around all the time, like trying to fit in, whatever, feeding the hens and milking the cows, and here's this snotty rich woman, from the big city, and then finally anyway, I love that movie. I just think it's so, and Goldie Hawn's performance was
Okay.
just the
Why
best.
do I have like a feeling that your number one movie is going to be You've Got Mail or Sleepless in Seattle?
Love story was
Oh,
on my
oh,
list of
okay.
top 20, but no, not yet. I'm gonna surprise you. What's your number
Okay.
one? What's your number one?
My number one,
Yeah.
the movie that if it was on for 5 days in a row, I'd stay home for 5 days in a row and watch it.
Okay.
The original King Kong.
Oh,
The
okay. I know
original
that one.
King Kong. It wasn't the planes that got him. It was beauty that killed the beast. That's
Oh,
the greatest line in
okay.
that movie.
Okay.
Okay. And the last line in the movie. And it was a great, and again, here's a movie where the star of the movie doesn't show up for 40 minutes until he makes his until he makes his entrance.
King Kong. Yeah.
And again, that goes against everything that you're supposed to make your movies, how you're supposed to have your movies as far as
Right.
formula. And here, King Kong, you hear about it, you don't know. Of course, you knew what it was going to be because of the hype,
Right.
but nobody knew what Kong was until you saw Kong. Wanted to keep her, and then when she was taken away from him, when she got rescued, he lost his shit, and next thing you know, he's in New York City, and great, and again, it's not just the story. The special effects that were used in 1932 to
Yeah.
make this movie. This
Yeah.
was long before CGI and AI, and this was stop motion. They had an 18-inch gorilla with a metal frame
Oh, wow.
and fur on it,
Huh.
and they had to move it and then take a second of film and move it and take a second, not even a second, a
Wow.
tenth of a second, and then they had the facial shots and they had the hands that they had to build to scale. Fantastic, the original, fantastic.
Huh. I never saw the original, but Jessica Lange, the one with Jessica Lange, is the one I saw and loved.
Oh,
So anyway.
you never saw the original King
God,
Kong?
those were so long before our time that I saw the one that was, current of my time, of our generation, our time. So
Did you ever see Casablanca?
no. Well, maybe I might have seen parts of it or something, but Yeah, I mean,
Parts of it. Okay, that's
and
okay.
sorry, I
Let's
never
move
watched
on.
the
Let's
movie.
move on. You can tell
Um,
me your
there's
number
so many
one
other
now.
choices that are of great movies that I just
Yes,
never
yes.
watched those older ones. Uh, now you want to talk about the Elvis movies?
Who?
The Elvis movies. I used to watch those on
Nobody wants to
Saturday.
talk about Elvis
Loved
movies.
Elvis. Love Elvis. Okay, my number one all-time favorite movie. I didn't even have to think about it. Braveheart. Mel Gibson.
Who? Bra-
Braveheart.
Braveheart. Okay.
Mel Gibson,
Yeah.
Best
Not,
Picture. He won Best Director. He
yeah,
won
yeah.
Best Picture.
Not a happy
Again,
ending. Not a
it
happy
was
ending, but a great
about
movie.
fighting for justice, fighting for freedom,
Absolutely.
freedom. And those
Absolutely.
kind of movies just really get to me when people are willing to fight for justice, fight for what's right. So, anyway, those are my 10.
There you go. There you go, folks. So now
So,
you know that now you know all these great movies that Kelly has never seen. Okay? If Kelly ever comes to New Jersey,
you're going to make me watch them.
I'm going to make you we'll start with have you ever seen Dr. Strangelove? Failsafe? I bet you saw Amadeus.
Yes. Yeah, Amadeus. That was
Okay.
a more recent one though. Okay, the old ones that I saw, Wuthering Heights, which I loved, Heathcliff, and what's the one, Gone with the Wind? The love stories, the big Wizard of Oz. Those are the ones that I saw that were old.
Okay. Okay. Well, you probably never saw,
And
but
I probably did see some of those movies and parts of them, but just
when I
didn't
was a
take
kid,
interest.
one of the movies that I really loved as a kid, but I've tried watching it now, and Cal loves this movie.
Cal
Cal
Schwartz.
Schwartz. Okay. Babes in Toyland with Laurel and Hardy. Have you ever seen it? You're kidding. It was like one of those stock movies that was on TV in New York during like Thanksgiving or Easter or something that was always on. Uh, Babes in Toyland, really. I mean, it was great when we were kids. It's a little hard to go, okay, no, not good. But, oh God, it was just fantastic. It was a wonderful movie.
Well, we
Um,
have different taste in movies. And I did see some of the older, like the Shirley Temple movies I used to watch. But when I was a kid, I mean, these are not, I was a kid. I didn't
I
understand all that stuff that
another
grown-ups.
another great movie with Rosalind Russell and Cary Grant. Did you ever see His Girl Friday?
Maybe parts of
Oh,
it.
you would love that. The
Yeah.
dialogue, the action, the so great.
Yeah. There were just so many other, like when I grew up as a kid, I would never have understood most of those movies. I lived a very sheltered life. I would not have even grasped any of that stuff. And then when I got older, there were so many good movies you could go see current in the theater and stuff that I always watched those. So I never saw.
Okay, okay.
Um,
You still have a DVD player, right?
no,
You
no,
can't. You don't have one to play on your computer
no.
or
I don't
anything.
really watch that much TV or movies these
All
days.
right.
Not
Yeah,
that
I
much.
got that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
I,
I will have to
I'm
get
busy.
you.
I'm
I'll
busy.
have to sign you up for some service that has
Oh,
these
I've got
great.
them all. I have Netflix and Stars and Peacock and HBO and my
Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right.
Amazon Prime. I
All
don't
right. I'm going to give you a list of movies that you're going to have to watch, and I
know.
want a full report
You know
on.
what? That's one of the many reasons that I'm still single too. Is it's really hard to get me to sit down and like do. I get so bored.
If
If
you
it
can
doesn't move
watch,
really
if you can
fast.
watch a 3 hour Schindler's List, you can watch a
But
one
that was
hour.
like it grabs you. It's
Yeah,
movies
but
got to grab you.
Gunga Din will grab you. Bo
Okay.
Jest will grab you.
Okay.
I assure you.
Okay.
Failsafe will
Okay.
grab
Well,
you
our
and
audience
sweep
doesn't
you
want to
up.
hear about me not being able
That's right, folks. Okay.
to. So
Anyway, you
anyway,
all have a great day or night whenever you watch this. We had a lot of
yes.
fun telling
Yeah.
you what we love. Of
Thanks,
course, you're
John.
more than welcome to put your
Yeah, if you put
favorite
your
movie.
favorite movie or even your top 10 down in the comments,
There you
because
go.
maybe we suggested some that somebody hasn't seen yet and they might want to see, and we might want to see. somebody else's movie.
There you go. So thank you.
Okay. All right.
Good night.
Take care. Bye,
Ciao.
John.
All views expressed in this video belong to Kelly Nicholson, John D'Amore, and guests. These discussions do not represent the opinions of any entity whatsoever with which they have been affiliated now or will be in the future. The opinions expressed are solely theirs, and since they are critically thinking human beings, these views are subject to change, subject to revision, and subject to rethinking at any time. These conversations are not meant to be taken as advice and are only for the purpose of entertainment. All statements may be based on hearsay and not necessarily valid proof of any claims in this video. It is not our intention to teach or advise on any topic. Unless otherwise noted, all photos are public domain.
Thanks for watching A Slice of Life with Kelly and John.